So in this segment, we're going to be discussing Trump on H1B1 visas and how MAGA are mad about it. And this is an issue that's splitting them really badly because they're against immigration, so or even legal migration. So let's have a listen to what Trump had to say, and we pray the music does not get us copyrighted.
Why'd you change your mind on H-1B visas, sir?
I didn't change my mind. I've always felt we
The
have
best
to have
audio I've ever heard in my life.
competent people in our country. We need competent people. We need smart people coming into our country. And we need a lot of people coming in. We're going to have jobs like we've never had before.
But sir, you said you changed.
So he was originally, he put a lot more scrutiny on these. He's talking about, in 2017, Trump signed an executive order that increased scrutiny of H1B visa applications. The order sought to enhance fraud detection within the scheme. So it's clear, I think, why he's kind of changed his mind on it. And that's predominantly because of Elon Musk. You can look at where people are predominantly coming from: India, China, the Philippines, Canada, South Korea. And so I think the reason why he's changed his mind on it is because of Elon Musk, because Elon Musk would rather get workers in from abroad because he knows he can probably pay them less. And that's down to the US's bad employment laws. Really, you had Charlie Kirk complaining about this. He's saying, how's it fair that someone who's gone to college and gotten educated can't get a job because American businesses are hiring people from abroad so they can pay them less? But this is Charlie Kirk, the same guy, saying I live like a capitalist every day, so surely you should be supportive of this. But that's the problem. That's what right wingers can't understand, because immigration is so divisive to them, because certain people will use it to undercut wages directly because they don't have the employment laws in place. The fact in the UK you can pay people less if they're on certain visas and things like that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And so this issue here is really dividing the right wing. You've got Jake Shields, who's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, is a MMA guy, but also a massive moron. Tesla laid off US workers with foreign workers using H-1B visas that Musk wanted to increase. So you can see here a direct way of undercutting people, especially when these workers are going to be less likely to take a fuss, because if they lose their jobs, most likely their visa's going to get revoked. And Jake Shields saying it's not that they can't find workers, it's that they don't want to pay them well. And if the US actually had good employment laws, this wouldn't be as big a problem. But again, these right-wingers need to actually explain, what do they want? Do they want low regulations for workers? Do they want a system where you can just exploit foreign people and pay them less? Because that's what capitalism would do. That's what a true capitalist would do. Get in the cheapest workers possible to do the jobs and make the most amount of profit you can. Or do you want more kind of stricter things, rules around immigration, because you want American workers to get paid more? You need to decide which one you want, because clearly they are very much divided over this issue. And that's the split between kind of the average kind of rich person who runs like podcasts or whatever media in America, or the average MAGA right winger, versus the owner class, versus the people who are rich, like billionaire rich. Like, this stuff here would make Musk loads of money to pay these workers significantly less, especially when there's less chance of unionization and stuff like that, way less headaches for him. So MAGA very much split on this specific issue. You got here Nick Fuentes, I think people class him as a neo-Nazi guy who's very racist, saying Twitter censorship is back, free speech is dead. And you got someone replying, Elon said freedom of speech, not freedom of reach, which again, that is a form of censorship, though. If you're kind of curtailing certain people's speech, that is censorship. So this guy here with the dumbest take possible, if you look at Jake Shields' account here, he did used to have a blue tick, but Elon Musk got rid of it for certain people, which again does impact their reach. So you can see a massive split here for right-wingers. These people who say, oh yeah, the establishment is going to be shocked. You literally are the establishment. People like Musk, Trump, Farage literally are the establishment. And so it's embarrassing when they say this stuff. And as Max points out, former city trader and private school boy claims the establishment is afraid of him. He literally is the establishment, though. He just wants to put a new face on it. He wants to attack minorities and things like that. That's what he wants out of this. And one of the things that Labour don't understand is, beyond just spreading misinformation, because this idea from a former advisor to Home Secretary Yvette Cooper, and I'm glad he's a former advisor because this guy's an idiot, absolute moron, saying if you come across by boat, you'll be sent back to France in 48 hours, which again, France ain't going to accept that, as Zoe Gardner points out, the most ridiculous idea I've ever seen. Who's going to send these boats back? The Royal Navy? Are you stupid? Are you going to force these people back against their will? I don't get it. Guys, like this is what I mean. You'll never be right wing enough for these people. Like, you're talking about visas here for higher skilled workers, right? And that's not enough for these people because they don't want a limit on illegal migration, what they call illegal migration. They want a limit on immigration, period, especially from certain countries. When you look at the H-1B visas again, look at where these people are coming from, predominantly non-Anglo nations. India, brown. China, foreign, completely different. The Philippines, the same. Canada could be people who are Canadian, like Anglo heritage, like white, or it could be minority groups from Canada. We don't know. Against South Korea, Asian. So you can see why they're not happy with this stuff, because they're racist. There is the argument, obviously, of American, graduates and stuff being undercut by these workers, but that's where you put in good employment laws so they can't pay them less. But again, you have those employment laws. That's your fault. Like, if you wanted a system where the American worker is put first, you have to have strong unions and strong employment laws. That's why the Scandinavian countries, despite having freedom of movement, do really well, because they're not undercut by other people. It's the problem we have in the UK, where people kept arguing, oh, it's EU workers undermining us and cutting our wages down or whatever. It's not true. It's because we have shitty worker rights. That's the problem. So I'm glad the kind of MAGA people are split on this. And this is what I mean. Power, when you win power, that's what divides people, because now they want to say, oh, this is what I voted for you, this is what I want, you're not doing what I want. Power absolutely divides people, and I'm glad to see it with this lot, because they will not last. At least I pray they don't last. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Oh yeah, this is the last thing I want to say on this. You'll never be racist enough for these people. This guy here on GB News saying, I think Labour's New Year resolution is to turn every single hotel in Britain into a base for illegal immigrants. And this is what I mean. You talk about you will never be right-wing enough for these people, because this is strictly not true. The hotel use was exacerbated by the Conservative Party, who refused to process people's applications. That's why there are so many people who are seeking asylum in this country staying in hotels, because their applications are not being processed. And yet he wouldn't levy that accusation at the Tory Party. He's going to do it at Labour. This is what I mean here. You will never be racist enough for these people. Never, ever, ever. Unless you bring net immigration to zero, or even then, not until you bring immigration to zero will these people be happy. But anyways, or at least immigration from certain countries. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.